Well, I want you guys to check this out. Mike Brown was a victim of racial profiling on his way to the game that he's the acting head coach of. But I guess the California State Patrol didn't recognize him. So I'll let you hear what he had to say about the situation and what actually transpired because he was actually the one involved.
I was driving here, had my son and a couple of friends in my car. I have a black Range Rover, and we're exiting the off ramp. I look through my rear view. I'm like, I tell my son because my son loves Coach Pop, and Coach Pop known him for a long time. And I said, Cam, the Spurs are behind us. And he goes, how do you know? I say, there's a police escort, motorcycles in front of them. He goes, okay. So one motorcycle zooms and gets at, the red light that you got to turn left when you exit off the X ramp. Pauses there and tells everybody to get through. So my buddy's like, oh, you got to thank the Spurs for that part. So I'm like, okay, cool. So go to the next red light and more cops come. So now the bus is right up on us. More cops come and they're like, get through. And this is kind of helping us out. So we're helping me out because I got double R breathing down my neck. And so then we get to the part where you're about to turn right to go through the big gates with the last red light. And so, the cop's like, get through. I'm like, man, this is great. I didn't have to stop for any of these red lights. So I literally start to go, and I'm going to get in the far left lane, right, to go through where we all go through. And a cop out of nowhere pulls in front of me and goes, hey, you, stop. I'm like, Warriors acting coach? He's like, I don't care. Hey, you stop. So I'm like feeling myself a little bit. I'm like, hey, I'm not getting bullied by either Oakland PD or San Francisco PD. I like my own building, my own parking lot. So I start to go a little bit, and another one pulls up. Hey, you heard him, stop. So I'm like, okay, I'm on a motorcycle, right? If I scoot a little closer, they gotta get scared because I know I would get scared. From a car to a motorcycle, so I started scooting forward. And then an SUV pulls up, PD. And I hear them over their speaker. Hey, you in the Range Rover, stop. It's right now. You heard the officer stop. So then I got scared. I was like, I got 5 cops around here. So I just stopped. I said, I'm just trying to get to the game. I'm late. So I let the bus go and the 18 cops. And I'm going around behind the bus. And I get this phone call. Greg Popovich, San Antonio Spurs. So I answer the phone, and Papa's dying. He goes, Mikey, I didn't know that was you. He goes, I'm sitting here, I see this black Range Rover, I see all these cops surrounding him, I see the car trying to inch forward. I'm like, he's about to get arrested. I said, Pop, this is my own building. He goes, I know, when I saw it was you, I died laughing. So, that's why I'm late, sorry.
He was so funny. Somebody's got to teach him, if the California Highway Patrol tells you to move over, you move over. He didn't do that. But it was funny.
See, they made a joke about the situation and made it funny. I didn't find anything funny about it. Why did the California State Police Patrol want to pull him over in the first place? That's the question. What was he doing that's so illegal he's going to the place that he worked? That needs to be the question asked. Mike Brown, he's so, he ain't got no real fight in him like that, but just off his ego, I feel a little cocky, I'm feeling myself a little bit. Yeah, they ain't really worried about him. But he needed to stand up right there and say, hey, look, do you know who I am? I mean, we would have had a scene right out there. It have went left real fast. People would have been fired. It'd have been a whole big mess. I'm going down with a fight. And I ain't trying to take attention away from the game and all that stuff. Like, the game is what's important. The game. Well, they almost didn't have a coach at the game. because he's being delayed for whatever the reason may be. Why did they pick this black guy out in a Range Rover? And why did they want him to be pulled over? Meanwhile, Popovich is coming over with a police escort with on motorcycles. You know, Mike Brown don't have no police escort. It's just forget him. He's just a Negro coaching the #1 team right now. But screw him. Why was he detained? That was the question that needed to be asked. Why was it so important that he pull over? What made you decide he was doing something illegal? That's the question. That's the problem I have with this whole situation. Why was he detained? We never got that answer. But he came onto the podium and told the story, but yet we still don't know why he was detained. I'm out.